Well, g'day and welcome to the show with the name now. We have a name. It is called the Carnage House under Carnage House Productions. Also, big news, you can now officially find us on iTunes. So we are, in terms of podcasts, as legitimate as the Beatles are to iTunes Music. You can find them on iTunes Music. You can find us on iTunes. We're all on iTunes, all the big names, all the big faces. Now, with us today, we have a very special guest. All our guests are special, but this one particularly so. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Sarie. Jason, how are you going today?
I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. You don't have to eat the mic, but
Can you hear me out there?
I think we'll be okay. I reckon we'll be all right. Yeah, we're good. This is a good distance. Jason, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Look, the last couple of podcasts I've done, we've had a venture capitalist come on. He's running several of his own businesses, including ASX-listed companies.
Wow.
He's a Bitcoin expert. The one after that, the most recent one, is mortgage and home loan specialist and author, Johnny Ruddick. So we had Martin Rogers and Johnny Ruddick. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your credentials and why you're on the show?
Man, I'm here for the truth, really. I'm here for the truth, man. You know, I got some things in the pipe. You know, maybe some productions coming out. You know, maybe a mixtape coming out.
That's what I like to hear.
Things could happen. But really, just a humble boy, thankful to be here.
Thank you. Well, mate, it's good to have you on. It's really good to have you on. Look, you know what? Speaking of which, when I first got these mics, the first thing I said to people was not that I was going to make podcasts, is that I was going to drop a mixtape.
Think about it.
Can I tell you, I got a lot of resistance. Very, like, a lot of strong
Haters.
negative feedback before I'd even dropped my first mixtape. I've got more bars than a prison cell, and no one wanted to hear them. What we do on this show, one of the things we like to do is a kind of a get it off your chest rant segment. Now, I've known you for quite a while. A lot of the times I won't even get to say hello to you, and you'll be kind of 30-40 seconds into a rant. And I'll be, you know, oh, Jay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, oh, wow, you know, that type of thing. Can't get a word in edgeways. Is there anything you want to get off your chest? Anything feel like having a rant about?
Do you watch The Bachelor?
Yes. Bleep.
Sorry.
That's all right. Now, we try and keep this clean.
So that's my first blunder.
You know what? I'll just say this. I'll make this point quickly. We've had 4 white guys on the program so far, right? Me and my brother included. More than 4 hours worth of podcasts, and there's been one swear word.
So
We've had one ethnic on the show for more than 40 seconds, and he's already breaking records. Anyways, I'm not here to cast aspersions or make remarks, but we'll let the record speak for itself. Okay, don't let me interrupt you again.
Well, look, I am disappointed in Brooke. I could not be more disappointed in Brooke. She was my favorite. She was my cutie.
I didn't like her.
What?
Carry on. We'll get.
Well,
yeah.
Well, look. You know, from the beginning when she lied about not knowing the honey badger.
That, can I just say, I'll interject there. That's
Please.
The point that put me off her straight away. When she came in with the 2 balls, one in each hand, and said, "Oh, I like to play these." That was a stitch up from the get-go.
Yeah.
No one on the first thing comes in with a, what was it? It was an AFL ball and a rugby league ball.
Yeah.
Right, came in with a Sharon and a Steeden, and said, "Oh, I don't know who you are." That was a G up from the beginning, and I thought shame on the producers for letting that happen, because I instantly didn't like her. But carry on.
I mean, I was on and off with Brooke.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So from there I was off, and then I was back on for a number of reasons, but we won't get into them. But then, right. How are you going to do this to Nick, yeah? Because Nick's a good guy, and I reckon he was showing her everything she needed to know about how he feels about her.
He dodged that question pretty hard when she asked.
I mean, he's got a step on him. We all know this, but like, I mean, he's got a step. Okay, he's crafty. I reckon. No, okay. Apart from Brooke, Nick has moves. Yeah, Nick Cummings has moves at the gate. I'm just gonna say, He has so many moves. I will break down to you the moves this guy has. But anyways, he's got moves. And Brooke, like he's telling Brooke, how much more clear can you make it that she's the one that he liked, and then she's gonna go give him the.
Do you think so?
Look, I think so.
I thought it got to the stage. One of my issues with the program was Nick went too hard too early. Right. As soon as he hooked up with Britt, that first date when they went swimming together, as soon as he hooked up with Britt, the horse is bolted. Because what happens then is every girl when you take them on a single date is expecting a kiss or rose or a combination of the both, right? He jumped the gun. He put the carriage before the horse, and he paid the price for it because he got to a point when there was kind of less than 10 girls left, and he took them on a single date. They didn't get a rose or they didn't get a kiss, and they weren't happy about it.
No,
they weren't happy about it. And with Brooke had more single dates than all the other girls combined.
That's what I'm trying to say. He tried to make it as clear as possible. But in his restrictions of, there's another 3 weeks of the show. I can't just confess my love.
Is there 3 weeks, or is it? When was that?
Oh no, it's done. It's done. But like, it's done tonight.
Done tonight. Finale's tonight.
But like, he's in terms of like, because she was asking him way back, like, what's the go?
Yeah, but that's the problem because when you put them on too many single dates, what's left to talk about?
Exactly.
Just pretty much they all spring the same question. Where are we? Where do you see us going? What's, do I have a chance here? And so she asked him that. She's been asking him that when there's 15 to go, 10 to go, 5 to go, 3 to go, and he spins this. Look, I've got a lot of respect for you, Brooke. I love what you do. I love what you give. You could say that to the guy who runs the corner store. That's pretty generic.
It's very, very.
Look, who's your pick to win?
Well, I know who. I know the rumors. I've heard the rumors.
The hot tip.
I know the hot tip. If you want it, I don't want to ruin it.
But hey, go with the hot tip because you know what happened last time? There was a hot tip. There was a hot tip on MasterChef that Sashi was going to lose the final.
Right.
Creamed, old mate. Creamed the white guy. Smoked him. Everyone. The hot tip was going around that. What was his name? Did you watch MasterChef?
I don't watch MasterChef.
It was the other guy that wasn't Sashi. Anyway, Sashi cooked the bloke. Smoked him. It was like the job was done by half time. By the time they were getting ready to cook the second dish, Sashi could have not turned up for the second dish and still won. And the hot tip was that Sashi was going to lose.
Right.
You got cooked, mate. Honestly, and that was MasterChef is Channel 10 as well, isn't it? Yeah. Because My Kitchen Rules is Channel 7, and they got this. Channel 9 started to jump in with this ridiculous family food fight show. I can tell that's going to be a bomb. Word to the producers: don't even try. But yeah, I wouldn't take these hot tips seriously. Let me guess, the hot tips Brit.
Hot tips Brit.
Hot tips Brit. I know Sportsbet's got like $1.40 or something like that.
They got lines out.
Oh, there's been lines out for a long time. Long time, mate. Oh. Anything that you can think of, there's a market for it.
Mate, thank God. Mate, if I saw the lines, I would have bet the house on Dasha from the first episode.
You can't, mate. As soon as we found out that she's got a kid,
what
they do. This is my opinion. As soon as Nick doesn't have any kids, right? He's an eligible guy. He plays for Australia. A lot of chicks find him attractive. He's got a good rig. He can he can make his own kids. Right?
Yeah.
He can make his own kids, and so I think she might have even been older than him. So what they do, in my estimation, look, this is conspiracy theory number one that we're going to cover.
Oh, mate, let's get it.
Reminds me of that Simpsons episode where they're talking about the Super Bowl teams and Mo goes, Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yes,
yeah, it reminds me of that. Anyway, look, I think as soon as Nick found out Dasha had kids, that was it. They kept her on for a couple more shows because they didn't want to look like they were cutthroat for the single mum.
Yeah. Mate, I'll take her, yeah? Don't worry, I'm not cutthroat of it. Single mums, I'm not cutthroat. So I'm just using my platform, Cameron. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get out there.
But to get to the end of your rant, Brooke was unreasonable in the way she went about the departure. Is that what you're saying?
I was disappointed. I thought she left Nick a bit heartbroken. It's the most emotional I got throughout the season. It's the most emotional I got.
I'll tell you when I got emotional. It was when I had two dark horses. I had Rhiannon. Do you remember Rhiannon? Got no airtime, then got booted.
She's a bit eager.
She was a bit eager, but she got put in a difficult position. She got stitched up a little bit. Because these producers put on these unbelievably nice dates.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right? And you can just imagine, Nick has done absolutely nothing. He's just turned up and gone, this is nice, but, you know, this lady's probably going to get pretty intimate pretty quickly when it's, you know, the candle lit, there's water, you know, he can't pour a champagne. I'm not surprised that someone taught him how to pour a Prosecco throughout the whole series. He does one every day, and it's either 50% froth or no froth. It's like getting a beer. It's either all head, no head with Nick. Surely one of the producers goes, right, mate, tip it on an angle, just pour it slowly, and when it's coming to the top, you bring it round, bit of froth. Anyway, every time, it's a really nice date. These women come in, and they're expecting something intimate, and he was just over it by the end of it. My pick, you said Brit, I'm saying no pick at all. No one. Yeah. I'm saying he's not going to pick any of them. Sophie, as far as I'm concerned, is a dead rubber. She's
You don't like Sophie?
No, I don't mind her.
Oh,
but I'm just saying there was no chemistry at all throughout the series.
Yeah.
And then she's in the final two.
I mean, that pool scene got her to the final. Look, the pool scene. There was a bit of chemistry there. For me, Sophie, personality-wise, she was the best. Personality-wise, and she's a cutie. Like, for me, I would have picked Sophie out of the whole bunch. Sophie, because I think she's relatable. I think she's actually the most. Even though she was the most closed, apparently she was closed. I don't think she was actually closed, but they had to give her a spin. But I thought she was the most relatable. You know Shannon? You remember Shannon?
Yes. Bogan.
Like, I don't know. I there was something ungenuine about her. She's a bit goody two shoes. Bit too goody two shoes for me. You know, she was in the first 3 episodes. She's like, "Right, I can see right from wrong." Anyone that starts that stuff, it's a bit. You know what I mean? It's just a bit like, well, you know, if you can see right from wrong, then we have to listen. But
yeah. Look, I was I've never watched the whole series of The Bachelor before. Never watched the whole series. Never really watched a whole anything like that before. True. My Kitchen Rules, MasterChef, front to back. You know, from the beginning where they have all the contestants all the way through. Never really watched it. This time I decided to give The Bachelor a go. Partly because the guy seemed reasonably normal. Because honestly, I get turned off by the guys. Like, they've had some real gimps, some real noobs the past couple of years.
Yeah, the last guy couldn't take it.
Matty J?
Not for me.
Was he the last guy? I thought there was... No. There was a guy...
Before Matty J?
After Matty J. I think so. Yeah.
Richie? Are you thinking about
There's Richie? And then there was another one. Matty J was like 3 seasons ago, I'm pretty sure.
Matty J? No, I thought
the ears. Who had his ears? You know he had surgery done on his ears?
No, like his ear. Like, what do you mean?
Because apparently when he was a kid, he had massive ears. Yeah. There you go. He's quite open about it.
You grow into them, Matty.
Yeah.
You grow into them.
I don't think he's a very big guy. All right. Well, look, that sums up The Bachelor. Obviously, I don't bring you on here to talk about The Bachelor entirely.
It was on my mind. It was on my chest.
That's true. I gave you a platform, and it ended up just kind of being a conversation more than a rant. So apologies for that. Look, you well, tell us a little bit about yourself. So you're obviously ethnic. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Can I get in here?
Oh, go for
Mate,
it.
I am Palestinian. Yeah, I am Palestinian. Make that known from the get. Palestinian over here.
Why don't you look at the camera? Camera's gone. You know, I think it could still be in place. We'll see. I don't know. We might. It might not work. It might. Anyways,
could be an audio. Nice audio. Listen to this on the way home.
Yeah.
But just off the get, I am Palestinian. Yeah. Please. It must be known. There's a Palestinian here. We're here.
Are there a lot of you here? I mean, I mean, like, I'm not Palestinian. So,
I mean, actually, the community in Australia,
yeah,
I'm not too sure, to be fair.
Do you hang around with a lot of them?
I don't get involved. Look, I am Palestinian, but I'm not gonna start like, if you know, like I'm not a marcher, you know.
Yeah.
Like I support, but I'm not like if someone said, oh, let's go to like a.
Let's go to George. Let's march down George Street.
Listen, like, you know what I mean? Look, I'll put money towards something that can actually do something, but marching just to show you're marching, I don't know. Any for me. But I am a Palestinian, make it known. But I am ethnic, born and raised in Abu Dhabi. Came here halfway through year 8. And, yeah.
Were you learning English in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, I was in a British school.
Okay.
I mean, I know when I came, my English wasn't.
Your English was good.
Your English was good, mate.
Your English was good, and it's come along late since. So you can speak Arabic.
No, I can only speak English. Mate, I know my English. Man, my English was bad, mate.
Well, I look like an idiot for saying your English was pretty good when you got here. I hope so. It's the only language you know.
It's only. Can I get another beer, by the way? Can I?
Yeah.
Can I crack the other beer?
Well, look, I think this video could be cooked. Anyway, we'll just pause it. Cool. Well, we're back. Jason's got himself a beer, so we are all good. All systems go. Now, Jason, we were just talking about your English, or lack thereof. Just as a broader general question, how did you find coming to Australia? How was the transition?
Yes, hard. To be fair, hard.
Yeah. Why is that?
Not to bring the mood down, but it's hard. It's tough. You know, me especially. I'm just stubborn about stuff. You know, It was. Look, between year 8 to year 11, my mentality was like, I liked all the boys, don't get me wrong. And I liked all the teachers, you know, most of them. Shout out the teachers. We have our 5-year reunion coming up, by the way.
Do we?
Yeah, so we gotta be polite to the teachers. Shout out Mr. Simons.
Did teachers go to reunions?
I think we go to the game on the Saturday, we go to the footy, and then we go out. I think that's the go.
Okay.
Should be fun. Anyways, yeah. I like the teachers, like the boys. Shout out the Kings boys, by the way. Shout out the Kings boys. And like the teachers, like the boys, but it just wasn't. Okay, you know Dougal, yeah? Dougal's your brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think so. As far as we know.
Oh, hello. Well, what if I just swapped him with me? Like you like me, but you know it's not your brother.
Yeah.
Like the boys I came up with. Shout out Abu Dhabi. Yeah, shout out another thing. Shout out Abu Dhabi. Shout out Abu Dhabi boys. But it's not the same. It's not it wasn't the same at the time. But then the transition was hard coming in. I thought everyone was against me, you know. Of course, you know, the thing is, the first thing to go is you want to play a victim. Like a little B, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's you can't. Actually, if I opened my eyes in year 8, because the thing is, when my first year at school, everyone was so nice. I thought you were taking the piss out of me. Like, why are you coming up to me introducing yourself? Like, people just coming up and like, hey man, I'm Nick, you know, I'm William, you know. Like I remember skulls and Pepper and stuff. I remember like that, like maybe like on my first day, like Nick Pepper coming up to me going, hey man, I'm Nick. I'm going, what? Like I did not understand it, you know.
Do they not do that in Abu Dhabi?
Is
it kind of you only introduce yourself when you have to know someone?
I don't know. It's just like I never really noticed new kids in my school. Really, to be fair, I mean, my school, my year we were very nice. There's no bullying. There's no
Did you find any racism or anything?
There was racism, but the best racism, the joking racism, only for jokes. But everyone was on the equal. But I mean, in Abu Dhabi, there is racism, of course. But in our group, like we had Indian guys, Arab guys, white guys, you know, no Asians actually. There's not a lot of Asian people. But we had all these guys, you know, some black guys, and we're just making fun of each other, dude. It's beautiful. That's the goal. That's actual multiculturalism.
Yeah.
Not like you're sitting there like, oh, I didn't even know you were black. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah. Like, I don't see that. I don't see colour stuff.
Yeah, give me a break. Look, you know I'm an Arab. You know you want to say an Arabic joke. Say it, mate. Say it. I'm going to come back with a white joke, man. It's all G.
Yeah.
Or an any joke.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. And I think, you know what? Jokes and comedy are almost sacred when it comes to that type of stuff. They're almost sacred. They're kind of the desire to laugh and, you know, make fun of stuff, I think, is one of the most, like, ancient but powerful and totally necessary mechanisms for making sure that everyone's lives aren't just totally miserable 100% of the time. So that's when I see, like, people, like, wars on jokes. I get super antsy about that and anxious about that, because when people say, oh, well, you know, that's not PC, that joke's not... I'm like, yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying, but it's a slippery slope from there. Look, I've never had any dramas with you. I'm white, you're Arabic. Do you think that's kind of, speaking of the general kind of thing for, I guess, ethnics and Arabs or whatever in Australia, is that, like, they don't face a lot of kind of, I guess, racism in general? Do you think that's kind of what generally happens?
Look. Let's say like this, right? Let's say like this. 99.9% of the time, don't fall back to racism. Look, here's the thing. Let's be real. Who's driving fast, playing the music loud, doof doof, trying to literally break the law on purpose? Come on, okay? So if you look like one of them, don't be surprised if a policeman who's trying to fill up the quarter on a 8-hour shift is targeting you and not the Asian woman walking the street. So I used to see that sometimes and go like, come on, man. Like, they want to check my ticket at the train station, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going, listen, mate, like, you, how many times you going to check, like, how many times I got to get my ticket checked at the train station?
Yeah.
It used to drive me nuts. But then I realized, like, to be fair, my demographic, young boys, like young men in general, we take risk. And if it's $2, we say, whatever. Yeah. We'll just jump it.
Sure. I used to find that as well. I catch the ferry into work. So let's just say there were 4 inspectors at the gate.
Yeah.
You got 50 people jumping off a ferry. They can't check everyone.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They can't check everyone. Right? I would find that I would be one who would get checked almost every time.
Yeah.
Almost every time. The middle-aged lady wouldn't get checked. The older gentleman wouldn't get checked.
Yeah.
The mum with 3 kids wouldn't get checked.
Yeah.
But it's just that it's just...
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
Exactly.
It's a numbers game. And I was the same. I was like, come on, this is getting ridiculous. Like, every single time I get off the ferry, one of the people from the train, and I'm like, whatever. But you realise it's like, who are the people who are most likely going to offend? And the easiest thing to do is just to cooperate.
Exactly.
You save yourself so much time. Once you accept the fact that there's a chance you're probably going to get checked, everything's so much easier.
Yeah, 100%.
Hundo. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you've had a decent experience. And look, in the rare cases where there is discrimination, obviously I think it's bad, right? I don't think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But like, you take police shootings in America, like by blacks, in almost all the highly publicized cases, they were resisting arrest. The unarmed black guys were resisting arrest.
I Can't Breathe stuff was all like...
Yeah. It's like, as soon as you're resisting... This what... And it's pretty much the same here. The legal principle for police officers is, as soon as a suspect is starts resisting arrest, he's considered armed. Right? And there's a good reason for that.
Yeah.
Because if you've got... The person who is armed is not the person who's got the weapon at the time. It's whoever's bigger and stronger and faster. So if you've got a 5'7" female police officer, you got a 6'6" male who's like 50 kilos heavier, fast, strong, whatever. As soon as he shows an instant of resisting arrest, that female police officer has to be prepared to drop him. Yeah. Has to be prepared. Because the alternative is, you don't get to wait and decide. Like, things happen like that, so fast.
Of course.
So as soon as you're resisting arrest, you're considered armed. Every single one of those cases in America where they say, well, he was unarmed, that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true. As soon as you start resisting arrest, you're considered armed. And it's because the person, like, just because the police officer got the gun, that doesn't mean in 4 seconds or even 1 second that police officer is still going to have the gun.
Yeah.
They may not. Just thought I'd put it out there. That's my little rant. As soon as you start resisting arrest, you're considered armed. Don't. And people say, well, you know, he didn't have a weapon on him. He didn't deserve to be shot. I'd say, look, as soon as you start resisting arrest, you take it out of your own hands.
Yeah.
You take it out of your own hands. And I've got little sympathy for people who resist arrest and face consequences.
100.
Anyways,
like the way I look at it, it's that people don't like the police because they believe that they have this certain power that is not deserved. But hang on, if you want to live in the world where you will call the police when you're at your worst, you're not calling the police to say hello.
Yeah.
Okay, to have a chat. You're calling the police because you need something. You need to be in safety.
Yeah.
These people are here to protect, right? Of course, there's bad cops. Of course.
There's bad people in every
profession. Everything. But to kind of steer a media narrative against cops is one of the most craziest things you can do.
It's crazy, but it's also unbelievably dangerous.
It's unbelievable. You cannot do that. It's actually the start of anarchy.
It is.
Yes. Now, can I give another example?
Go for it.
You ever watch Border Security?
Yeah.
This is a laugh, right? Now I watched Border Security on Gogglebox, and what did everyone want to point out, because they think they're very they're breakthrough, yeah. They're woke that only Asian and Indian and Arabic get stopped, and no white people get stopped. Why do only listen, guys, please. If your suitcase is smelling like fish,
yeah,
okay. If you have 7 suitcases and you've been in Africa for 7 days, okay? Listen, they're gonna check your bag. They're not gonna check the white person's bag that didn't bring 3 pairs of underwear. You know, he didn't
just come back from New Zealand.
Literally, he's packed light as anything. How light do you guys pack?
White people pack pretty light.
You come backpack and a carry-on, and you expect them to check them over like an Asian lady with a suitcase smelling like fish. And then you're gonna go there because they're racist, guys. You don't know what you're talking about, okay? You don't know what you're talking about. Is there racism? Yes, of course, but you're sensitive.
Oversensitive.
You're sensitive.
I agree. It is ridiculous, and I would also say, I 100% agree with you really regarding the anarchy thing. It is a fine line. It is a fine line. Like, I mean, you have situations where I've seen stuff in the US where protesters have been saying, you know, what do we want? Dead cops. When do we want them now? That's Antifa. So the anti-fascists, the anti-fascists walking around with masks on, not showing their face, acting like a bunch of fascists. But they're the anti-fascists. You know, fry them like pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Mate, it is a slippery slope, because you're exactly right. If you want to start trashing the cops, don't call them when someone breaks into your house.
They'll be the first one to call, by the way.
Yeah.
They don't take matters into their own hands. Trust. They look like they do. Trust. Run up on one of them. But that's not a... That's not
incitement to violence.
That's not incitement to violence. Hey, one of them run up on me. But that's not an invitation to violence. Okay? I'm just saying, run up, yeah?
We should note as well that Jason is on the job hunt. So
I am on the job hunt.
I've had instructions on certain topics not to talk about.
No, like we're not. Like, I'm on the job hunt. Keeping it professional. Anything I've said, listen, I'm coming from an objective, logical standpoint.
Yeah,
okay.
Agreed.
Now, is my standpoint skewed? Of course. I've been very privileged in my life. Great parents. Shout out to mom and dad. But great parents. So I will have a skewed standpoint, but It doesn't mean everything I'm saying is wrong. Take the good bits out of it. Take the good bits.
I think there's a lot of good bits.
Yeah.
I think, your heart's in the right place and you generally... Look, sometimes I think you stray on the fringe a little bit, but, you've got to. At some point, you've got to, I think you're generally on the mark. Speaking of the US, we all knew this was coming. You know what? One of my favourite things...
I'm getting hot.
Yeah, take it off. Take it off, brother.
I'm sweating. I know what's coming.
Sweating like an Arab in customs.
Here we go. Very good.
Very good. What you know? What one of the funny things is like if I think people small talk too much in general. Just ridiculous small talk. I'm getting to the stage where I'm pretty sick of it. I feel like we've only got so many years on this planet. You might as well sort the men from the boys and and find out what people are really about. I'm so sick of like elevated conversations about the traffic and the weather. So what I think I'm just gonna start doing it is just the first question: how are you going? Just a quick, do you like Trump? That sorts people pretty quick, don't you think?
Yeah.
You find out who people really are. Look, I don't mind people who don't like Trump, and they go, and they're logical about it. Yeah, that's the way you can tell that the rational people. They go, I don't really like Trump because blah, blah, blah. I don't like, for example, when they say, oh, I don't really like tariffs. I'm like, okay, that's kind of fair. I think it should be totally free market. I mean, that's kind of fair. I don't like the fact his son-in-law got, a security clearance. I don't really like nepotism. Oh, yeah, that's all right. Whatever. But when they say G up, straight away, I go, you're irrational, you're emotional, and you don't think straight. So... I'm hoping that you don't reach across the table here and plant one on me. But what do you think of Trump?
Listen, for the first stop, I am not a Trump supporter.
Okay. For
the first stop, I'm not. If I was in America, I would not have voted for Trump. But the hate he receives is a mainstream propaganda. Look, it's a lot of mainstream propaganda, guys, and this is what I'm trying to say, Cam. It's a lot of mainstream propaganda. Trump now has almost become a word where it's just your initial reaction is just you're either happy or sad, right? The fact that the media have actually put you there, it's
polarizing.
Exactly. It is the most polarizing word I think in the like there's like Nazi, but that's not polarizing actually. That's kind of like
everyone agrees Nazis are bad.
Yeah. But Trump has almost like, you can almost see someone you can go up to and say, "Do you like Trump?" Yep. Okay, you can almost see
you can pick the one straight away who you know for a fact would not like Trump.
Yes,
for example.
Exactly.
The ones who do like him are harder to pick. I feel because they more blend in.
I 100% agree. Can I just
take it?
Pause.
Yeah, we're back. Jason just had to take a quick call, but you were just saying you 100% agree that the ones who do like Trump are harder to pick. They tend to blend in more.
Yes.
But you also said you wouldn't have voted for him. Do you want to run us through why you wouldn't have voted for him?
Well, look, first of all, I would have voted for Bernie.
You would have voted for Bernie.
But
Bernie Sanders.
I would have voted for Bernie Sanders. But to be fair, he would have got in and he would not have been able to do anything because he didn't have seats. So it would have been 4 years of a waste of time. But I would have voted for Bernie. I like
Out
Bernie.
Of principle?
Mate, look, to be fair, out of all of them, I would want to chill with Bernie. I mean, on like a weekend cruise, give me Trump. Like on a boat, give me Trump. I'll go on a weekend with Trump. No problems, man. Put me on the boat. And we can talk it up. But Bernie, I would like to have a beer with. And Bernie, I would have voted for. You know what I mean? So, I would have voted for Bernie. Now, yeah. Tell me what I can see you don't like
I don't like Bernie almost as much as I like Trump. Right? The reason, like we were just saying, like we just said, for instance, this is what gets me. Everyone goes Nazis are bad, right?
Right.
Nazis killed 6 million Jews.
Right.
If we're going by the numbers.
Right.
Socialism in the 20th century killed,
No.
by estimates,
Mate.
definitely north of 60. Some have north of 100.
Look, no, hang on. But you're
So
getting,
tell me, why is it
bogged
okay?
down.
Let me say, why is it all right to go, oh yeah, I'm a commie, I'm a socialist. But if we're going by the numbers,
Yeah, I know.
socialism did more damage than...
But socialism, that was the mask. Okay? That was the mask. You're getting bogged down in... Look. If communism was called sunflower seeds, okay? Would you hate sunflower seeds? You understand what I'm talking about?
No.
It's just the name they called their killing. They said it was communism, but it wasn't actually real. If they're going by the book of what communism was, of what it wanted to achieve, then it would actually maybe... We'll, if we try it properly... I'm not saying this is not a communist rant, by the way. I'm not a commie. But
You said you'd vote for Bernie.
mate, he's not a... Listen. He's not a commie. He's not a commie. You see,
He's a pretender.
it's look how
His
Norway,
party is the Democratic Socialists.
Look how Norway is run. Look how Finland is run.
I'll tell you this. Those Scandinavian countries were built off the back of hardcore capitalism. Now they are totally squandering all their wealth. They're not growing. They're running off the back of capitalism.
Mate, but I'm telling you...
And let me also say this. For the people who those Scandinavian countries are almost all white. They are culturally homogenous. They are culturally... I'm not saying that they're good because they're white, okay? Distinction. Distinction.
I know what you're saying.
I'm saying that they are
100%.
culturally homogenous, okay?
I 100% agree. I agree.
If you have a group of people which are not culturally, and I dare say it, most of the time ethnically homogenous, it hits the fan quick. Because one of the ways that you start to divide people, if you go by the Marxist ideology, is oppressed and oppressor. So if you find, for example, that one group of people is one ethnic, so you find that, for instance, with the Tamils and the Sunnis in Sri Lanka, for example, anytime that one group is doing better than the other, it necessarily means that there's violence, almost always. Find that relative income disparity almost always leads to some kind of violence. So I would say for the Scandinavian countries, they're all white. They all believe kind of in the same myths and legends. They're all religiously kind of homogenous. And on top of the fact, they were built off the back of literally almost all free markets, and now they're starting to squander it. But carry on. Tell me about how good they are.
Well, mate, listen. I agree with you. Look, they are all white, and they are doing good. And I agree with you that it's not because they are white they are doing good. But they have systems in play that are making them think. And look, it's not about making steps forward all the time. Okay? You want to move forward, right? So you want to make steps. You want to make steps, right? Now you can make steps forward, and you can also make steps backwards. Is that not steps? That's still steps. If you walk backwards, that's still a step. So you could walk front, back, stay in the same place, but still be making steps. You see, that's what I'm trying to talk about, guys. It's a new way of thinking here. It's not about making more money. That is such a... Listen, what we should be doing is putting capitalist systems in like Africa, building them up how we built it. But now we are in a position where if we wanted to, we could. If we wanted to, we could. We could almost, like, I reckon like Montreal and Australia, it's this diversity pot where it's almost like the identity of being an Australian within 30 years, what's it going to be? Within 30 years, what's an Australian going to be? You know what I mean? What's an Australian going to be in 30 years?
This is disappointing to me. This is disappointing, and I'll tell you why. Because everything you've said up until you went literally the last 3 minutes, I feel like everyone would be kind of going, nodding, this guy is got his head screwed on.
Mate, I'm telling you.
You know what? His nose was up. He is with it and hip, but he's smart and intelligent. And what you've just done over the last 3 minutes is you've put it on a tee and you have punted that ball out to Toowoomba, and that ball is floating down the river and it's never coming back. that little spiel you just gave about the steps, you sound like Grandfather Simpson when he was talking, about moving forward. So you're saying that there is no point in progress. We are at where we need to be. At this point, it is simply a redistribution of wealth that we're after. Is that right?
I'm not saying redistribution like... Listen, guys. Here's the thing.
It's a tough sell considering what happened in the 20th century.
What's progression? Listen, guys, I'm telling you this communism thing. They called it communism. I don't know. I'm looking at the mic. I should be looking at you. It's like I'm talking to the people here. Yeah,
talking to the people. The people are in the mic.
But the people are in the mic. But look, they called it communism, but really it was just a power control. You know what I mean? They called it communism. Like they said it was low-fat cheese. It's not low-fat cheese, mate. You still gained weight. I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, look, they called it low-fat cheese, and you still gained weight. So that low-fat cheese is not. No. It was never low-fat cheese. It was never real communism. I don't agree with.
So
communism.
there is no such thing as low-fat cheese, is what you're saying.
No. There is low-fat cheese.
Just what happened? That wasn't it.
That wasn't it. Basically, and I'm not a mark either. Yeah, there ain't no mark here. Okay, no mark. Okay, I'll work for what I want. I want to work for what I get. Okay, I don't want to be on the beach. Okay, no beaches for me. No beaches. I want to work. Okay, but it's kind of like I feel that it is that we need the most important things is medication and education. The most important. We have to get people healthy. We have to get people rehabilitated, and we have to get them educated. Then we can then we can talk about the money discrepancy. That should be the last thing we get to. Let's get everyone educated. Let's get everyone medicated.
How do you pay for all that stuff?
Do you think the money is not out there to get everyone medicated and everyone? Do you think the money's not out there?
I think the money's not out there, but it doesn't belong to the people who want to make everyone educated and everyone medicated.
Okay.
So how are you going to take it, right? So let's just say the money's out there. The people who want to be medicated and educated, the reason why they're not is because they don't have the money, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's just take it logically,
yeah.
Right? Let's just assume that the people who want everyone to be educated and medicated for it's a nice little slogan. They don't have all the money.
Yes.
So the way that they're going to pay for it is they're going to have to make everyone else pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't want to pay for it, they're going to have to put laws in place. That means you have to pay for it. So that's essentially a tax, right? That's tax and reduce. So we've already got that here. A legally sanctioned confiscation of money. That's what a tax is. And it has to be backed by force, correct? Because otherwise people won't do it. You can't just say to someone, give me all your money. Unless there's a threat behind it, which is essentially what government is. The government says, we'll throw you in jail if you don't do that.
Yeah.
So you're with me on all of that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So what happens when people go, look, in Australia, for example, if you earn over like 150 grand, you're paying north of 48 cents on the dollar in tax. That's almost 50-50.
Yeah.
So if you want everyone to be educated and medicated on the basis that they're not already, at what point do you stop?
We need less tax, by the way. Listen, I got different ideas. Listen, guys.
This is Jason's socialism. This is Jason
we need less tax as
socialism.
well. No, we need less tax as well. Because here's the thing. Not all the tax is going where it should be. So we need less tax. Is that controversial? It might get controversial.
You know what? It sounds like lunacy, but I want to hear the end of it because you know what?
We need
more lunacy. We need more of it.
What I want motivation for the people with money. The thing is, look, there will never be a system where you can cap someone on their money. You know what I mean? You can never cap someone on their money. Okay? If someone makes 10 billion, you cannot cap them at 10 billion, right? That's ludicrous, right? People should have the freedom. It's the most important thing what I preach is freedom. So if you make the money you make, and you should be free to decide what you do with your money. Someone cannot come in and tell you to take your money out.
So no taxes.
Hang on. Still taxes.
Sorry.
But
that's what it sounds.
But tax should be looked at. Tax should not be looked at as I gotta pay tax. Tax should be looked at as I'm getting a great deal, mate. You know, like what you do, like when you're about to buy a case with your mates, you can go buy one long neck, or you can, let's split a 40, and we're on. That's how tax should be looked at. Like you're with your mates, splitting a 40, like how much you get in a case? 24.
Yeah, 24.
That's how it should be, mate.
Okay.
That's how.
Sure.
We're putting our money in together to better the country.
So, if the quality of public health and service and just public goods in general were much better, people would be more inclined to pay tax, right?
Yeah.
For instance, if you knew, for example, that your taxes were going to make sure that if you needed to go see, you broke your arm, for example, you wouldn't have to wait 3 hours in a waiting room. You could be seen in 10 minutes.
Yes.
People would be more inclined to pay taxes.
Yes.
Right? That's a fact. Okay.
Yes.
Why do you think it is that even with the amount of tax that we pay, that public services are not as good as private services? For example, a public hospital, the wait times are much longer. The doctors are arguably not as good. The surgeons, for example, you can't get you have to wait, like you got to wait a lot longer for serious surgeries.
Yeah.
The wards are overcrowded. Why is that the case?
Well, look, because a private hospital is run like a private business, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that listen, guys, and the word corporation. Listen, you do not know the absolute dons that work at these places. These guys are some of the, like, if you want to get a thing done, you want to talk about execution. These guys are dons, okay? And I'm not.
Who are you talking about when you say these guys?
I'm talking about the top of the top. I'm talking about the top of HSBC. I'm talking about the top of Macquarie. I'm talking about the top of these guys are absolute. They are workhorses, yeah. They are executors, yeah. So to make a kind of like thing like, oh, our business is bad. Capitalism has brought us such a long way. It's not even funny. So I will never denounce that. I will never denounce a corporation. I'll never denounce that, right? Because it's got us a lot. But I get what you mean. A private run business will run better than a public run business because there's more incentive to the workers. It's run better. It's all that stuff. And I know public thing, it's not run as good, right? Maybe like in Norway, what they do is that they just, I don't know if it's in I don't know if it's Norway or Finland. Don't quote me on this. Some Norwegian country or something. Norwegian. Is that like they're in North Europe, okay? In North Europe. In North Europe, one of these countries, they just have hospitals. So, and they just have schools. So you have the dad, like his dad's a garbage collector and his dad's a billionaire. Okay, and they're sitting together in the classroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Those are, okay. For disclosure, I understand the concept.
Yes.
In practicality, those Norwegian schools, like Norway has a population, it's less than 1/10 the size of Australia. They're all white. They all believe in the same stuff. For example, straight off the bat, you don't really have the same split up among even like Christian denominations. It's not like the same here where we have literally Protestant, Catholic, Anglican, churches of the Latter-day Saints. You have even Muslim schools, non-denominational schools. Belief systems are all kind of generally homogenous. The population is generally homogenous. I understand what you're saying, the concept, right? You're Prime Minister Monday next week.
Yes.
Okay. Jason Sarie is Prime Minister of Australia.
Okay.
But not only that, you have essentially what would have been the power of a monarch in kind of like the 15th century.
I can do what I want.
You can do what you want. Okay. Everything is still the same. Everything remains, ceteris paribus. What is the first thing you do next Monday morning?
It has to be invest in education. It has to be.
But what do you mean by that? Because we spend a lot of money on education, and we've seen no improvement in results pretty much in the past 5 years.
No. I'm talking about a complete overhaul, right? Because there's people out there speaking 3 languages. So if you can only speak one language, listen, it's about going global now, right? You need to know more languages. I need more. I should know Arabic, by the way. I know a bit of Arabic. Ahlan wa sahlan. Listen, so I know a bit of Arabic. But we didn't know, like, I'm talking about, look, I'm telling you, it is not if people have, look, this poverty, right? Yeah. It's long line of poverty. Look, I am myself coming from a privileged place, and to find the motivation, okay, it's tough for everybody. I still find it, and I still know what I need to do, but it's tough for everybody. So for me to be in the position where I'm at, for it to be like, you know, you got to get yourself going, I could just imagine what a person that has no hope, you know, has no hope. His parents were poor, his grandparents were poor, he's singing the thing. If we can get this group of people properly educated, and then they can almost build. And also, guys, we need this is new thinking, right? This is above the thing. But can I just say,
go for it. Don't let me interrupt.
We almost need to drop cultures and to raise cultures at the same time. It's both. It's not about doing this or doing that. It's actually about doing both. It's not about being like, should we care or not care? No. We care the most, and at the same time, we don't give a damn. That's how we should be. We care the most. We're here. We're doing it when we're doing it, but no attachment to the thing. That's like Conor McGregor, man. That's like Conor McGregor stuff. He puts it all on the thing, and then he gets there, and he's the most relaxed. And that's why he performs like the way he does. And that's how we have to care so much, and at the same time, we have to be the world. Like, I'm a human from the world, but don't get me wrong, I'm Palestinian. I know that for sure. But I am in the world. You are my brother, like I'm your brother. But don't get me wrong, you're still white and I'm still Arabic. And we should celebrate that, but also celebrate the fact that even though I'm white and Arabic, we're still brothers. I'm talking about both ways. So socialism, yes. But also capitalism, yes. Why not both? They can't be a mixture?
No.
See that's closed mind thinking, I think. That's closed mind thinking, mate. There can be a mixture, mate. Look,
Look, we already operate on a mixture, right? Anytime there's a tax that involves some kind of redistribution of the wealth, that's a mixture, okay? Now, I can see that. But I'm saying to you, they cannot both exist and achieve the same aims.
But what's the aim here, guys? Hang on. What's the aim? Here we go. Well, that's the most important question. What are we doing? Why are we talking about politics? Why are we voting for something? We are wanting something. And what is that thing we're wanting? What is it? So first, the hierarchy of needs, right?
Yeah, sure. Maslow
hierarchy of needs, yeah? Shelter, food, warmth,
clothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, once we get that, okay, then what do we want? Now, first of all, the goal should be everyone has hierarchy of needs. That should be... I
think the argument by Maslow is that everyone has that regardless. That's kind of like, that's starting. If you deny that, that's kind of a non-starter.
But I mean...
How many people do you know don't think they need clothing?
No. Everyone... No. But some people don't have the... Look, I'm not talking... Look. There are some people that's going to be sleeping on the streets tonight. Sure. They shouldn't be sleeping on the streets. I know they're on drugs and there's a lot of arguments. They're on drugs. They maybe done something where they're on the streets now. Like, they have to pay for what they did. I get it. But we can go to a level higher. Rehabilitation is the war on drugs. Can we go there? So we're jumping around.
Mate, you take this wherever you want to go.
But there is a war on drugs in order to keep... I think there's a war on drugs to keep these people down. It should be rehabilitating them. But there's a war on... Well, prisons are profitable now. If your prisons are profitable, that's a dangerous thing.
I agree.
That's dangerous. If prisons are profitable, that starts getting dangerous.
I agree with you.
That starts getting dangerous.
Look, I think the role of a government should be in my estimation, should be as small as possible. Okay, and
Okay.
it only really has a couple of jobs, and I think anything extra, it is overreaching, which I think almost every Western government does. First thing is to protect the border. Okay, that's first job. Second job, law and order. Okay.
Yes, of course.
So if we assume that it's a democracy, their job is to pass laws which represent the best will of the people, right? And in doing so, they also have to enforce the law. So, look, if the assumption is that private prisons shouldn't be profitable because basically there should be no overlap between where, like, the enforcement of the law and then where prisons are. The prison is not really the enforcement of the law. The enforcement of the law is the judiciary, the judge who says you're going to prison, right? And then it should be at the prison. Look, I'm kind of mixed on it because I don't think that prisons should cost the taxpayer as much as they do per prisoner. It's something ridiculous. It's like 70 grand or something per year per prisoner. It's unbelievable. And they're already overcrowded.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm kind of I'm conflicted. I also think private prisons are probably run better.
Yeah, look.
The treatment for prisoners is probably better. Food's better. But I also I agree. I don't think we should be incentivizing sending people away.
Yes,
This is one of the things I haven't really put much thought into, so I'm kind of not hard and fast on it.
Yeah,
I think it presents a pretty substantial ethical issue.
There's a lot of forces in the world. I think that's the thing. There's a lot of force in the world going in certain directions, and if you are against that force, you're gonna get just taken out. So that's the thing. I'm not talking about a complete redistribution of wealth. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about an anti-capitalism. I'm not talking about socialism. I'm not talking I'd vote for Bernie, but the reason I'd only vote for Bernie is because I'm not gonna vote for Hillary. We will not get into Hillary because that's when the swearing will come out. But I will not vote for Hillary. I will not vote for Trump.
What's the reason why you've kind of said you've said I would vote for Bernie?
Yeah.
Instead, but what is the reason why you don't think Trump is more valuable than Bernie in terms of a vote?
A lot has to do with Palestine.
Because he's pro-Israel.
No, it's not pro-Israel. I believe Bernie would have helped Palestine more. So it has a lot to do with Palestine. I'm not in America, so I don't really it was entertainment to me. I think Trump is entertaining. I don't mind Trump. I don't agree with all his policies.
What don't you agree with?
The wall, I don't agree with. The new immigration stuff that he was doing, I really don't agree with.
Like what?
It was the what's it called?
The Muslim ban?
The Muslim ban, of course, I don't agree with.
Well, it wasn't a Muslim ban.
Well, look,
that's fake news.
The thing is, look, it's fake news in the way that
it's not a ban on Muslims. It's a ban on several countries which happen to be majority Muslim.
Come on, Cameron. Come on. You know. Like, okay, I'm gonna ban the women's soccer team, but I'm not sexist. But I'm not saying he's racist. But I'm saying it's obviously it's a woman thing. If you're gonna look, if you're banning Saudi Arabia, did they ban Saudi Arabia? Who did they ban?
I don't think they banned Saudi Arabia.
But you get my point. Iran, Iraq. Well, listen, you get my point. If you're banning a big group of Muslims in a Muslim country, you know who you're trying to ban. But look, I do not agree with that. Look, guys.
He wasn't even saying that forever. It was just saying until we can start vetting people properly.
Yeah. Look, there's so many things. Look.
Okay, let's Muslim ban aside. What else? So you don't like the wall? I like the wall. Do you have locks on your door?
Of course, but the wall won't do anything. Yeah, but look, a lock at the door.
So is your argument that there should be there should be enforcement of borders, but the wall is not the right way to do it? Is that what you're arguing?
Really, the whole thing about country is just a bunch of wish-wash, to be fair.
Mate, that is postmodern Marxism.
No.
That is up there. This kind of borders are social constructs. Then you shouldn't care if Israel's where they are.
Mate.
Why does it matter to you where Israel? If there's no such thing as border and there's no such thing as
if Mexico were coming and trying to take over, that's a different story. But if they're trying to come and assimilate, try to get a better life, and
but
listen,
MS-13 is not trying to assimilate.
Who's MS-13?
The Mexican gang.
Listen,
MS-13.
Of course, bad people are coming in.
Yeah, but it's disproportionately bad people.
But the border won't do anything.
The wall
won't do anything.
Big beautiful wall.
It won't do anything. It won't do anything. It will actually pump more money into the black market to get people over. Man, if people are going to get over, they're going to get over. If they're going to do heroin, they're going to do heroin. And look, listen. You cannot stop people to do what they want to do. How about instead of putting a border between America, go make Mexico so good they don't want to leave.
Why is it the US's responsibility to make Mexico good? The whole reason why these people are coming across the border is because Mexico sucks.
But of course, whose responsibility? Like, what's a responsibility if you see a little girl and she's hungry? Why would you give her your burger?
You can if you want to.
Of course you can. You should do it. If the thing is like, see,
no. Okay, this is where you say you're for free will.
I'm not trying to get you emotional.
No.
I'm not trying to get you emotional. I swear to God, I'm not trying to pull a
You're one of those guys. You're one of those. I didn't realize. Oh, what if it was your daughter? What if it was your sister?
But I'm saying
I can't believe you would pull something like that. That's beneath you.
Guys, I wasn't, by the way.
What I would say is, the government shouldn't mandate, however, that you have to give your same-sex girl. You get a choice.
But that's the thing.
You get a choice.
We actually have in us, because we are detached from it. That's why we don't care. If you are actually in it, like if you went to these countries and sat with these people, you would have a completely different thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think a country is able to take as many refugees as come in?
Well, but let's be real.
No. Yes or no? Yes or no? Just a quick one. Is there any limit to the amount of refugees, for example, Australia could take in?
But let's not act like
No. Just a quick one. Just a quick one.
No, because that's
ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Okay. So explain to me, for example, Australia. Let's just say Australia has the capacity of 100,000 refugees. Just said pick a number, any number. Explain to me why we should give those 100,000 citizenships, those 100,000 visas, to the people who arrive here illegally and who have the money, because remember, it costs something to get here, right?
Yeah.
The money. So number one, they've already broken a law when they get here.
Well, yeah.
Number two, what about the people who have been waiting in line in some camp, in some godforsaken place, who have been waiting patiently in line for 6 years, who have no money? Do the people who haven't broken a law, who've waited in line as they, as the government has asked them to, why do they get pushed to the back?
Well, look. Here's the thing. First of all, what's illegal and what's legal? Because there's a lot of illegal stuff going around, and they say it's legal, and there's a lot of legal stuff going around, and it's actually illegal.
Who's they?
Mate, come on, mate. We're on the job hunt. So basically, you know exactly what I'm talking about, mate. So there's a lot of things that are legal that are not legal. So to label things, it's labeling. But let's really label things. What is going on? Okay.
There's no such thing as illegal and illegal. Then there's no point having police.
No. Hang on. But of course, I'm talking about. You know what I mean. I'm talking about the outliers.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But here, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Listen. What is the boat people problem over here? What is it? It is that human beings are in a distressed state, so much so they are willing to risk their lives to come to a place where it's beautiful and all that stuff. Okay, like Australia is one of the best countries in the world. Okay, and if you've been in a bad country, you just want safety. They just want safety. Look, are there criminals coming on those boats? Of course. Look, I'm not. They're the best people in the world. Trust me. Like, don't turn your back on some of those people on those boats. Let's be real here. Don't turn your back on them, because they are coming from places where it's crime ridden, and they're not as, let's say, civilized. But the majority of the people coming are people who are in distress, who need safety. So how much people are actually coming? So instead of asking me, oh, what are we gonna take 7 billion? Are we just gonna take the whole of China in? Come on, how much people are actually coming? Let's see what we can actually do here. Can we chuck some money at it? Okay, let's be real. Can we chuck some money at it? Don't buy the 10th Ferrari. Chuck a bit of money at that, and let's see what happens. That's what I'm asking. I'm not saying completely override the system. No, because that's also too much on the thing. We have to come in with both. Let's help out a little bit more. That should be the thing, guys. Just help out a little bit more. All right. Enough with. Did you see what she said? Did you guys? The message is help out a little bit more. Just help out a little bit more. See what happens. See if you actually become happier than buying the 10th Ferrari. Okay. See what happens. Give a bit. Like, Oxfam, they stop you on the street. Mate, I had a great convo. Signed up for Oxfam. $6. $6. You have for $6 a week. I give 6 buckets of water a day or something. I don't know what the thing was. Come on, man. Like, it's just help out a bit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, international aid keeps those people poor. Alrighty, we're back for the last segment. Jason Sarie about to pick the winner of the McGregor-Khabib showdown. It's going to be one of the biggest in UFC history. I can't think of a bigger one besides the rematch of Diaz and McGregor.
Oh, wow.
That was big. Let's be honest. That was big.
My favorite fight.
McGregor going up a weight class. Or was it 2? Might have even gone up 2.
Two weight classes.
2 weight classes.
He's fighting look, Nate's a 155. He competes at 155, but he still took a big jump.
Why don't you tell us what your prediction... Well, the rationale behind the prediction, the reasoning behind, and then the prediction.
Okay. So here's the thing. I've been watching Khabib, mate. I love Khabib. First of all, before the prediction, I just want to preface, I love Khabib, yeah? Khabib's actually like in my top 5 favorite fighters, right?
Top 5 favorite?
He's in my top 5 favorite. Like my
favorite. Who's the top 5?
Okay, Anderson Silva, Conor McGregor, Nick Diaz, Khabib, Nate Diaz.
The 2 Diaz boys.
Oh no, sorry. Okay, can we just group the Diaz boys together at 3? So Anderson Silva, Conor McGregor,
the Diaz boys,
the Diaz brother, BJ Penn, Khabib. I used to love BJ Penn because he went up. He fought Lyoto Machida at heavyweight. Go look it up. For Lyoto Machida at heavyweight, and he competes at light heavyweight. So amazing. So, Lyoto, the former 205 champion. Think about that, by the way. Sorry, can we go BJ for a second? BJ, go do your research on BJ. But anyways, Conor McGregor. I've been watching the Conor McGregor fight. I've been watching Khabib. I've been watching him, and I'm going, he's good. He is super, super good. But if anyone has good boxing, they're going to crack him so hard. He leaves his chin. He rocks back and leaves his chin. Like, his chin is just there to hit. Same as Tony Ferguson. The thing is, Tony Ferguson is probably a tougher matchup for McGregor, but also he is too easy to hit. The only thing that kept Nate Diaz in that fight is that he had a good chin. So Khabib is gonna get hit. If he, I told you in the car, man. If he even throws a meaningful jab, and I'm talking not jab to set him up for a takedown. I'm talking about a jab, just to like actually try to jab McGregor. He will
check the distance.
He will get cracked. If he throws a meaningful 1-2, if he actually dares throws a meaningful 1-2, the fight will be over. I'm telling you guys right now, if he throws a meaningful 1-2, the fight will be over. And I'm not talking about meaningful 1-2 like he's doing it just for the takedown. Look, literally, if he throws a 1-2, he's getting knocked out. I predict first round. If it's not first round, it's going to be second. And that's it. I will not go further than the second. He'll get hit to the body. He will get hit to the face. That's it. Prediction there. First round, and it will not go past the second. TKO.
TKO. The ref's going to step in. So that's going to be it.
Done.
Well, you've heard it here first. Look, I don't have the... I guess the interest. I'm interested. I like UFC a lot, but I don't like it as much as you do. I agree with you. We were also speaking in the car about McGregor's lack of conditioning.
Mm.
I would say famous lack of conditioning.
Mm-mm.
If you go past a second, you're a chance.
Yeah.
With McGregor.
Yeah, of course.
But not a lot of people do. He's too accurate. He's too fast, and he's got some power. I don't know kind of where it comes from, but when he punches, like you feel it. You can just tell that some of these guys they don't. A lot of the here's the Alvarez fight where he dropped him in like 17 seconds or 20 seconds. He got him, but he didn't smoke the dude.
No.
He just got him on the chin, and he hit that sweet spot, and he had enough power, and he just dropped him. Guy went down like a sack of spuds.
He double hit. Look, if we'll go watch back the thing, he double hit him with the left hand. He went whack whack. You don't see that. People don't do that, and it's actually technical thing. We're back, and that's actually so clever. If he's there for the first left hand, he's there for the second. If he's there for one, he'll be there for the other one, and you don't think about that. But it's like he is like Anderson. See, my favorite is Anderson Silva, because the spider. Oh man, the spider Silva, man. This guy, he knew how to strike. He wasn't throwing a 1-2. No. It's 4-ounce gloves. You know how McGregor always says 4-ounce gloves, 4-ounce gloves? It's 4-ounce gloves. It's not boxing where you need... See, people are trying to box in the ring. No. It's 4-ounce gloves. You need to hit them when they can't see it. Anderson Silva would be throwing stuff from his hip up. Because you're... Like, when you look, you can't see something coming from up. You can see something coming from the side, from that, but from up, it's hard. You know, that's where an uppercut will get someone. So, they know how to strike. McGregor actually... He's not only the best striker, he's actually look, he's gonna knock him out. He's gonna knock him out. He's gonna knock him out. Just watch. I'm not gonna say no more.
It's a knockout.
It's a knockout.
There's no other way.
It's a knockout or a TKO. It's done. First round. I'm telling you, he's gonna crack him hard. It's gonna look. It's almost gonna look. You're not gonna get your money's worth. You'll be upset. You'll be actually disappointed.
Don't pay for pay-per-view.
You'll be actually disappointed. He's gonna make it like the Jose Aldo fight. It's almost gonna look like that. Not as quick, but it'll almost look like that. He'll stuff everything and crack him.
Alrighty. Well, you've heard it here first. Look, I wanted to give, firstly, before we say goodbye, I wanted to give a shout out to our sponsor, My Style Suits. If you need a suit for anything, for the races, for an interview, for in general, for a formal, you want to impress someone, go on a couple of dates with a really lovely lady, hit us up on mystylesuits.com. 2-week rental from $80. Are you kidding me?
That's a deal.
That's a deal. Even Jason knows it. Jason can sniff a deal from a mile away. He's a dog. He's a rabid dog on the deals. $100 for a 2-week rental for 100% wool. Coming out the shop, any other store you're looking for $250 for a 3-day rental. To buy the suit in excess of $750 for something that's just pretty awful looking. These are beautiful looking, crisp navy and deep navy suits. My Style Suits. Thank you, Jason, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Cameron.
Look, hopefully that gives you guys a different insight into what we're aiming to do on this on this show. We're not just about the serious talks. We like to blend it in with a bit of chat, a bit of yarn, bit of. We even covered The Bachelor today. I wasn't expecting that. And can I tell you something? I can almost guarantee that you are not the demographic they were looking for when they made the show.
Man, I'll apply for the Bachelorette. We'll see what happens. I'll change the game with the Bachelorette.
Can I tell you?
I'll change the game.
Just quickly, I think the Bachelorette would be pretty fun to go on. So can I tell you, like, sitting around, because most of the time you're just sitting around, like wearing a suit, waiting for the guy to come back with his dates. You're just sitting around, chatting absolute bulk yarns on the beers. Yeah. Like, it'd literally be like a vacation with the boys. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, you don't know them, but most guys get along with each other. There's a couple of weirdos. There always is. Yeah. But, like, you weather that storm, and you're just there sinking beers with a bunch of guys. Well, one dude... Look, to be honest, it'd be tough to drag me away to go on the date. She'd say, Alex, it's your turn. You know, it's your turn. I'd be like, oh, really? Okay. Right. Well, I guess I've got to, don't I? And then I just hack it. Anyways, thank you for Jason for coming on, and we appreciate it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I can't believe I'm saying that. I promised myself from a young age I would never say it, but like, subscribe, and comment. Ugh, makes you feel ill. Anyways, see you guys later.